What is up, guys and gals? This is Ahsoka. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a PSA returns video. This will be PSA submissions 2 and 3. So I thought I'd group them together in one PSA video and show you guys the results. Let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go over all of these cards. I don't know if you can see all of these just down here, just piles of cards. Oh, there we go. So we're gonna go ahead and go over PSA 8 and unlimited cards first. And so with this submission, I took out quite a few cards because there's a lot of duplicates. I'll try to let you know what cards I got multiples in, but for the most part, this was 195 cards. I don't think most of you want to see me do 195 card PSA returns unless they're all gem mint or, you know, crazy cards. So what we have here is all the PSA 8s from the submissions. And this is 185 cards. So one was 95 cards, the other one was 80 cards. So Jungle, Near Mint Mint. I got a Flareon. I actually got a full set for... That is not a Vaporeon. Huh. I think I have Vaporeon somewhere here, but I did get a full set of the Evolutions in PSA 8. Kangaskhan. I didn't think I had any potential 10s in those. A lot of them were pretty far off. Snorlax. We got the Fat Boy here. Awesome card. Vaporeon. And Pidgeot. Wait, let's see. I got two? Yeah, so with so many cards, apparently I forgot that I had two PSA 8s. And I currently have an auction going for some of the duplicates. And I kept a 9. Spoiler alert. Yeah, this is a surprise to me. So I guess when you have a lot of cards, you sometimes forget what you have and what you don't have. So yeah, I got two PSA 8s and I got Vileplume. So overall, I sent about 40 or 50 jungle cards, and out of that, I got this many 8s from jungle. Besides jungle, here were the rest of it. So Gengar. God, that is a huge amount of holo right there. And overall, I'm pretty happy. This was a duplicate that I picked up for like $100 early on. Aerodactyl, just a single. And these right here were from a collection that I bought from somebody on YouTube early on in the pandemic. It took about 3 months to get here. And overall, I think I paid about $1,400. There was one PSA 10 from that collection, and I kept some of the 9s. But overall, I'll go ahead and do videos on the numbers if anybody's interested in the numbers for this PSA submission. You know, what did I pay? What did I make? Percentages and numbers to kind of get you an idea about how you can go about getting your collection. Or if you're just interested in investing, what are the numbers of all of this? But yeah, most of these unlimited cards were from that same person. And so overall, they did good. Not as great as I'd hoped. Well, from what the person said, they were pack fresh extras. I mean, PSA 8. So overall, great cards, but not as much as I would have hoped. Rocket. This is a wrong label, but I just sold it as is because it's a PSA 6. It's not really worth fixing. So these were cards that I actually really hoped that I would get some 10s on, but unfortunately not. This submission didn't quite live up to my expectations or what I'd hoped to get. Overall, since PSA 8s and 9s are worth a lot of money, it's still a great submission. And, you know, overall, compared to what I paid, I at least doubled my money in what I got for it. So with the fees and the cards, I definitely doubled what I originally paid. But I do have a better idea now of how to take a look at some of these cards to see what I was missing. And I think one of the biggest tips that I can give you all is just take a look at these cards in natural sunlight when it's bright out, and just sit outside with the card and just kind of hold it and look at it. And that for me is something that made me find a lot of the scratches that were on the cards that I couldn't see originally. So a lot of unlimited. The interesting thing with this, so I bought two. I bought an unlimited and a first edition near complete Neo Revelation set, and with those sets I paid, I think, about $300 total. And so with just the PSA 8s and the 9s in here, I've already made my money back on that set. And the non-holos were actually mint, gem mint condition. So I'm really hoping that I'll get those back, add a few PSA 10s to the collection. But the seller had actually purchased, or they had listed, some BGS 9.5, Shiny Magikarp, Shiny Gyarados, Ho-Oh, the Dogs, and a few other cards. And so that's a question you ask the seller is, sometimes sellers will have cards for sale that they've already graded the cards from. And so it doesn't mean that they're not worth picking up, but it's worth asking some questions and finding out more information about it. Because a lot of times they just won't grade the bulk cards. And if you're interested in non-holo rares from Wizards of the Coast, some of those cards like Jungle, the non-holos are going for $200 plus in PSA 10. So it's often worth going over. Here's another submission here. This one I paid $400 for, or no, I paid $240 for an unlimited Jungle set. And so a lot of them came back PSA 9. Let me see if I can, oops, adjust this camera here. There we go. So I paid, $240. Grading fees is probably going to be about $150, $200 because I did grade the non-holos. So overall, a lot of 9s for this. And again, with this set, nobody's grading unlimited, and sometimes it's worth taking a chance on some of these cards because they're hard to find in PSA 10, and I think people will pay for them later on just because first editions are going to be bought out. And so I think with this set overall, I paid $240 plus let's add another $150 there, $160. Let's make it $400. There's several cards in here like the Snorlax that I sold for $183 in a PSA 9. So let me get to that. So I got Scyther and Pinsir. I think these were about $75 sold price. And so yeah, just 75 and 75 plus 180. You're looking at basically almost $400 right there for 3 cards out of this lot. And I only paid $400, and there's still plenty more cards. So I more than doubled my money on that submission for this particular set in here. So things like that, did great for me. So these right here, I think I sold Jolteon for $100. So again, anything after those 3 cards, I made my money back on. And what did that go to? I bought another mint Jungle and Fossil set, and I picked up some PSA 10s for my collection at the same time. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And it's honestly working really well, buying mint cards ungraded, grading them, keeping the cards for my collection that I like, and the 10s. And then from there, what I do is I pick up a few cards, PSA 10 that I was looking for, and take my original money and go back and buy it all over again. So I just rinse and repeat. I spend $1,000. I make $500 to $1,000 on it, take that original $1,000, buy another set or some cards, take a risk. Most times I at least get 25 to 50%. And then I keep a few of those cards from that submission for my collection. And with the profits, I go and buy cards that I want for my collection that I couldn't find anyway. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Let's go ahead and go into some Team Rocket. So I picked up 2 Team Rocket sets. I think I paid $650 for one and $750 for the other. That doesn't include tax. And one of them was on ZNG's eBay treasure hunt videos. I saw them after I already put a bid. I noticed, I was like, crap, I don't want to compete against somebody who I think has more money than me. But, luckily I won. He said he was out doing a run. So I picked up those sets. And I think with those sets, I sold some of the cards. So this is at $150 right now on auction. This is like $350, and I actually have 2 Blastoise and 2 Alakazam. So if I sold Charizard first edition in near mint condition for $275, and it sold out like within an hour, I sold some of the non-holos and a Dark Dragonite. Net wise for those 2 sets, I think I paid about $500. So I have right here is $150, $300. Right here is $300 plus. So that's just 4 cards graded, plus the cards that I didn't grade, more than covers the cost of the grading fees plus the original purchase. So everything after this is now profit. So, I've got this one. I was hoping for a 9. Wasn't really expecting many 10s. But yeah, this is currently at $500 at auction. And so with those 2 Rocket sets, I've already made, $500. So this one right here is at $300. So again, just really good early on buying some of these sets. I went for complete sets early on, and that's something that I do. I find that if I go for complete sets, I usually get a better deal. And, you know, if one card is mint, the rest are mint. If the rest aren't, you can sometimes auction it off like I did previously with the first edition Gym Heroes Holo lot and the complete set as well. So I bought two. The Holo lot, I sold 10 cards and it got me the same price for, I sold 10 out of the 12 cards. That covered the same price of the cards. And I kept Sabrina's Gengar and Blaine's Moltres, which hopefully should get PSA 8s, if not 9. So that's one way that I made some good money, was buying sets in bulk lots. So people say don't do it, but clearly based on, you know, what I paid and the amount of money that I'm getting back on it, it is definitely worth it. So fantastic art, a lot of cards to cover. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Let me know down below what you guys think about it. This is going to be my first time using an editor as well for the video. So I figured if I can make the videos and film it and take a little bit of this profit to make the videos more enjoyable for all of you, hopefully that'll incentivize me to make the videos or make more content. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know down below what you guys think. So yeah, it's going to be a longer video because there's, you know, 185 cards total and I'm not showing the duplicates. So overall great. This one, I think I was hoping for some 10s out of this, but unfortunately I didn't get quite as many 10s on the Magneton. Or did I? Slowbro, Dark Vileplume. This one is an interesting one. I think I sold a mint copy of this because back then prices weren't really worth grading. So sometimes with certain cards you can get almost as much money raw as you could graded. I think I sold a mint Rockets Moltres from Gym Heroes, and I think I got 150, 200 bucks for it. And I think right now currently it's 200, 250. So you can almost get the same amount for certain cards raw mint on an auction that you could grade it. So sometimes it's worth it just to sell it and get the money. And man, this is some fantastic artwork. You know, I think I might buy a PSA 10 after the auctions end. I just, looking at the card, that is just some fantastic artwork. And I don't think this card is a secret rare, I mean a non-holo version of it. It's a fantastic artwork. And then cover a few. So Energy, Team Rocket, Sneak Attack, and another PSA 8. So I guess I have two PSA 8s. I honestly have no idea how many total cards I have that are listed and not listed and collection. I'm still kind of sorting it out right now, but overall I was able to add quite a lot of cards to my collection and also buy a lot of cards. So I'll have some bought cards by mail coming up and then some more collection videos. So this was a fossil set that I paid $7.50 for. And so Aerodactyl got a 9. I mean, even on an 8 for Articuno, the auctions currently are 150 bucks or so. So I'm making a good amount of money on it, you know. And I think overall, I think I probably double my money on this set, I think. Got Gengar. This is another one. I got to pick and choose because sometimes when you're doing this, when you're selling collections to buy collections, you don't want to just take all that profit and buy all the cards that you want right now, because then you're left with no capital. If something else comes up, you know that there's a set that comes out that you could buy it quickly and flip it with some grading, or even just trade it to somebody. That's something that I've done before, is buy a raw mint set and say, hey, you have this card that I want. I will trade you that for that card. And sometimes people will take that opportunity to get more money off of it. And, you know, that's something that I've done. So there's a lot of options that gives you, but you don't want to blow all of your money that you make on just buying all the cards that you need right now. So I have, you know, certain ways that I do it, but that's what I've been doing to get back a lot of the cards. So good mix, but overall pretty happy with the grades and just the values of the cards right now. Unfortunately, I think at the moment I'm working on buying a big collection, but other than that, I think I am SOL on finding any big collections. The guy that I got the majority of the jungle cards from had actually already sold most of the cards, and we had a deal for an unlimited card coming, or an unlimited collection with like Neo Genesis Lugia and quite a few other cards. The problem though was that he loaded up the cards and they got stolen out of the car, and then there were still some cards left, some non-holos, commons and uncommons, things that could potentially be worth a good amount of money in PSA 9 and 10. Well, while the seller was looking up the prices for a potential insurance claim, they decided that the cards that they were selling me were definitely below the value. So, you know, I offered a pretty good value, but obviously in today's climate, you can always get more money with the right buyer. So let's go ahead and go over the last two sections. So jungle here, technically that's not the full amount of jungle, but let me do one quick thing. So this stack right here, oops, camera's going a little slow. So that is, this is just all the extra duplicate PSA 9s from this one. There's a few more, but overall those were all the duplicates. All right, so jungle wise, PSA 9 for Clefable, Electrode, PSA 9, Flareon, Mint 9. So I basically got a full PSA 9 jungle set, which I set aside for myself. Kangaskhan. Let me know if you guys like just showing the grades and getting straight to it, because I watch a lot of other videos and I don't like this. For me personally, I don't like watching this. Let me do this. Let me hide it. Let me do this. I don't know. It kind of annoys me when people do that. It's already a surprise for the video as it is, so I don't really care. But for me, I don't really mind just showing the grades. I usually hold off the better cards until the end. Pidgeot. I pulled about 7 or 8 holos myself, and unfortunately, I don't think any of them did get a 10. Pinsir. Scyther. And then I guess one other thing I would say is kind of at least funny to me is when people hold the cases with gloves. You can always, you know, clean the case or put some little scratch out on it. But I always find that funny. You're not even touching the card at that point. And, you know, people get really picky about using gloves on the cards, especially when it's already graded. You can see here, there's a good amount of silvering on the edge. So I wasn't sure that this would get an 8, or an 8 compared to a 9. Kind of hard to see. But still got a 9. I guess the rest of the card was really good. I mean, honestly, really nice overall. Not now, I guess. So, just the rest of the set. Venomoth, Victory Bell, Vileplume. I was hoping for a lot of PSA 10s on the Vileplume just because they were really nice compared to the other cards in the set. All right. Let's pick up some. We got 2 more piles to go to, so hopefully you guys are all sticking with me. So this was an interesting pickup right here. These two, some of the bigger cards. These I paid $5.50 for. Buy it now, statch it up pretty quick. I wasn't quite sure with the photos. Again, it was a chance that you take, whether you ask the person for more photos, show it under an angle, is there light, questions, or do you just buy it? In this case, sometimes you can return it. I try not to return it if the card is, you know, at least within the range. If you're buying a PSA 9 or a mint card and you get a card that looks like it might be a PSA 8, I'm not going to return it. I'm going to just sell it, take the loss. But, you know, obviously if it's creased or dented or it wasn't packaged properly, I'll return it. But for the most part, I just keep it as is. And these I paid $5.50 for. Currently on auction, I think this is $900 and this is $400 or $500. So that's $1,300. You know, I'll probably make $1,000 plus on this right here. Now, question is, how much of that money do I spend on cards for the collection? I don't know. Ninetales. And this was a nice one. When I picked this up, I think I paid $80 for it, and I think now this is going for like $300 to $500 on auction. I could be wrong if this is the holo. I think it's this one or the Aquapolis one that goes for, you know, $300 to $500 in PSA 9. This one was the complete Gym Hero set that I paid about $1,400 for. I sold the non-holo set for about $400, sold 3 holos from it, and so overall I think I got a net cost of like $800 or $900 from this set. And so Blaine's Moltres is a PSA 10 or PSA 9 is $500. So, you know, with that and a few cards, I've already made the initial money back. So Erica's Clefable, Dragonair right here. Beautiful card design and artwork. Let's see. You got Erica's Vileplume, Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz, Lieutenant Surge's Fearow. Really, really hard card to get in PSA 10 just because light background. Usually the colorless cards are harder to get in PSA 10. And just a lot of holo. Misty's Seadra, Misty's Tentacruel, we got Hitmonchan. Beautiful card. And then some of the big hitters here from the set. Sabrina's Gengar and Rocket's Scyther. So just great overall. I mean, look at the amount of holo in there. So just Sabrina's Gengar and Rocket's Moltres alone are about $500. And so obviously that covers the cost of the entire set after the net cost. And then here are just some of the trainers. So I'll break down the numbers in another video because it's pretty long already just covering the PSA returns. I do have one stack left though. Big surprise. So these are the PSA 10s. So out of 191 cards that I've sent the last 3 submissions, the Collector's Club, and these 2 that are worth about 100, it's 191 cards, and I got 10 PSA 10s. So I'm at about a 5% PSA 10 rate. I'm pretty happy though with the PSA 10s that I did get though. So first one is a Ditto. It's kind of like a joke Pokemon sometimes when you're playing Pokemon Go. Yeah, PSA 10 Unlimited. Next one is Here Comes Team Rocket. Very easy card to get in a PSA 10. Worth about, I don't know, about 125, 150 bucks. Next one is Dark Weezing. Another card that's pretty easy to get just because you can't see the holo background. And it's dark. So Team Rocket did fairly well with this returns. Gym Heroes, Team Rockets are the Rockets Trap. I actually like this out of all the other trainer cards. And then these 2, I picked up 2 PSA 10 Gyarados. I think these are about $500 each. And so again, Team Rocket did very well for me in this submission. And then my only PSA 10 jungle card was Flareon. It's about $1,250, but I'm happy to have an Evolution for the collection. So really happy with that. I'll probably try to pick up Jolteon here at some point. Vaporeon though, good luck with that. That is a pain in the ass to find. And second to last, we got Lieutenant Surge's Magneton. What's great about this card is that it goes really great with this card. Dark Magneton from Team Rocket. This card is worth about $5,000 right here, and this was the one that came in the set as well. So overall, just taking a look at it, no holo scratches that I can see. Pretty clean edges and corners. So yeah, overall great value on the return. Again, I paid about $7,000 to $8,000 for all the cards in this video for this PSA returns. Grading fees were about $1,250. So overall, I will probably double the amount of money that I made, put that back into some more collections, keep the cards obviously that I like, and buy some cards that I want for my collection. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more content.